I'm sure we're taller another dimension.
I was real calm and but I'll you up right now.
Oh, hey guys, just thought I'd start the video on a high note and to avoid copyright infringement. Let's talk about an album that made Chris Brown beat himself up for a change. One that will transform Frank from a pond into an ocean. This album was so melancholic, it had me questioning whether Frank was eventually gonna drive to his last name. The Titanic has a better chance of rising again than us getting a new album. Never seen an ocean that treats its fans like beaches, if you get what I mean. Anyways, let's take a deep dive into Blonde. A 2016 project released just the day after ending his contract with Def Jam. They definitely didn't see the vision. The album kicks off with a triple entendre on the song Nikes. Nikes, they're looking for a check, telling me they likely. Okay, in the first half of the song, Frank is basically opening up about how he sees these hypergamous, materialistic girls. He later opens up a story to narrate a girl that gets deep into this Nikes lifestyle. Got my little cousin, he got a little tray. His girl keeps the scales, a little mermaid. Frank opens up by revealing that his cousin is a and repeatedly calls his girl a mermaid because she keeps scales, which could be interpreted as a scale that is used to weigh or a scale of a mermaid. I imagine him living in an underwater layer surrounded by mermaids, like just speaking of mermaids, and we're all here waiting for a new album while Frank is somewhere sipping on a pina colada with Aquaman. In the Nikes video, Frank depicts a woman swimming in a tank and says, "You've been holding your breath, weighted down." You can tell that the girl isn't a real mermaid because she's clearly struggling or feeling trapped in her surroundings. We don't talk much or nothing, but when we're talking about something, we have a good discussion. Frank later on reveals that she's trapped in this relationship with this nonchalant cousin of his because their parents were just like her and didn't give her a proper family dynamic. Notice the pause between good and discussion. Good discussion. It signifies how she doesn't even know the meaning of a good discussion and is just saying it to make the situation sound better than it already is. On Ivy, Frank is just reflecting on a past relationship and exploring a failed relationship. With Frank's vocals laid over melancholic production, Ivy is a heartbreaker of a song. Frank opens up by saying, "I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me. The start of nothing." The words "the start of nothing" point out that the relationship was doomed right from the start, although he was blissfully unaware in the beginning. If I could see through walls, I could see you faking. If you could see my thoughts, you would see your faces. Seeing through walls basically means seeing someone clearly for what they are, which is a flex because Will Smith couldn't even see through that hard shell of a head. I mean, it's a good surface for him to make eggs in between his sets. And I'm not talking about Jaden or Willow. Okay, anyways, the person Frank is addressing isn't being true to themselves or their relationship with Frank. This leads Frank to fantasize about having them back in his life. Saving my rental like an armored truck back then. We didn't give a fuck back then. Every dude goes through that phase, you know, where you date someone and find out that they're being passed around like a Netflix password. We'll never be those kids again. Frank is basically saying that they've grown older and apart with time. When Frank was still a kid, he was fine with living like an armored truck, ramming through everything he saw. But now that he's older, he realizes the consequences. I broke your heart last week, you'll probably feel better, but the weekend still remember had you going crazy. These girls move on so fast, I don't blame Frank. It's like they have a GPS for emotional recovery. But meanwhile, the rest of us are stuck in a breakup equivalent of traffic jams, cursing at Google Maps for taking us through the scenic route of loneliness. One breakup, she's got a chin higher than Frank Ocean's notes himself. I didn't mean to do. There were things you didn't need to say. Did you mean to? And then the next few lines go on to show how angry and hurt he is. In the next song, titled Pink and White, Frank realizes that he's not Thanos and he can't just gather some infinity stones to control anyone's emotions. He's basically more mature now. And what does Frank do on the next song? He does the complete opposite. It's hell on earth and the city's on fire. In hell, there's a heaven. There's a bull and a matador dueling in the sky. He's basically saying that when you're going through hell and you're feeling so low, you can always inhale a substance to get out of it. Yeah, I've been through hell too, and I came back darker than Pete Davidson's dad's ashes. Oh hey, so that's where he inherited all his riz. Because once you go black, you never go back.
Hell no,
Never mind,
man.
that's a dark joke. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. Okay. Basically, the next few songs are centered around that theme. Solo Reprise is basically just Andre 3000 ranting about how the hip-hop landscape has changed for the worst over the years. I mean, if you have artists like Ice Spice whose raps aren't even that tight, and I don't think it's tight down there either, if you get what I mean. Pretty Sweet feels like I'm being beaten to death while Frank Ocean is singing in the background. Well, it still feels worth it, I can't lie. Close to You feels like Frank is playing a game of hide and seek with his natural voice. It's laced in audio effects that manipulate the pitch of the song alongside some delay and reverb. It reminds me of Finn singing at Adventure Time.
You looking so good. You looking like you might want some.
Stop. In the outro of the song, he pays homage to Stevie Wonder. Although he can't see what I did there, Stevie's so talented he could probably just tell the color of your aura by listening to your heartbeat. I mean, let's dive into the roller coaster that is Frank Ocean's White Ferrari, which is a feel-good, nostalgia-inspired song about the good times.
I'm sure we're taller in another dimension. You say we're small and not worth the mention. You're tired of moving, your body's aching.
The narrative of Seigfried is difficult to follow, yet it appears to have a recognized pattern. The song alternates between his love life and his inner life. I'd rather live outside. I'd rather chip my pride than lose my mind out here. I think he's asking himself how life would have been if he settled like an everyday American. Bad idea. Nobody wants to see Frank Ocean in a cubicle typing away on a keyboard that's seen more spills than a Starbucks employee's nightmare. I mean, everybody has different viewpoints on this masterpiece. Frank is so secretive, he makes the CIA look like gossip queens. Frank Ocean, wherever you are, keep doing your thing. You're like the musical Batman, only emerging from the shadows when the world needs you. You're not doing a really good job, Frank. Okay, until then, we'll be patiently waiting, Frank. I mean, contemplating life's mysteries and wondering if you're ever gonna drop the next album. I mean, thanks for tuning into my rendition of Frank's Blonde. I mean, I really appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe and also follow my Instagram. I'm also trying to grow my Instagram. Thank you so much. We're currently at 62 subscribers. I hope we'll reach 100 by the end of the week. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.